Okay, so we have a progression of short foot. If you don't know what short foot is, just search for the video in it or in the free report that you got from us. It's in there. It's essentially just learning how to control your arch, because pronating is good, supinating is good as long as there are active contractions. So it's controlled. You don't want to just crash down in a pronation. But what's most important about it is we need to learn how to keep that strong foot as we're shifting weight onto our foot and moving our body on that foot, so we're not crashing downwards. So we'll practice that first, and then we'll add some resistance into it to learn how to pull up into that foot and get this hip stronger and this foot stronger. So a lot of the times we lack that dorsiflexion, so we've talked about that knee progressing over the foot. If we lack that, then it increases the likelihood that we have any type of diagnosis in the foot. Literally anything, because it's a result of that overpronation that's not controlled. So bunions, plantar fasciitis, posterior tib tendonitis, any of that stuff is a result of that uncontrolled, unstable foot. And a lot of that is because we don't have that dorsiflexion. That's the point I'm trying to get to. So we need to learn, the purpose of me telling you that is we need to learn how to actively pull that foot upwards. And that's always a result of gait, of this type of position. So we're just elongating the gait process to learn how to pull that foot upwards, because realistically when you're walking you just need to have that dorsiflexion in this type of pattern. But if we exaggerate it here, it increases resistance, and then our foot gets much better at here. So of course it's going to be good at pulling that foot up through there. So have something sturdy to hold on to if you're worried about your balance, whether you're here or you're here, whatever's best for you. Of course, I will be facing you, so I'll be holding on here if I need it. If you hold on with a death grip, totally fine. Eventually try and get into that eggshell. You're just trying to barely hold that eggshell grip, and then eventually you'll be in this position, and eventually you'll have those hands moving more reciprocally to get everything working together. So hopefully you can see my feet. We practice that short foot. Obviously it's not zoomed in. Go to the other video if you need short foot work. Just search short foot in our search bar. Get that short foot and then maintain that. Actually, let's do left side. My short foot, so my toes are pushing downwards, especially that big toe is pushing down into the ground. And then I arch upwards, so I tent my foot. And then I learn how to keep that big toe pushing downwards and my arch upwards as I start to march back and forth. Now this won't get that tiring, but it really does work your balance. Again, if you need help here, hold it here, or have a bar in front of you, or a chair, or a countertop as I lose my balance. Keep that foot tented and just learning to be aware of what that foot is doing. You can look if your eyes need to connect to your foot, so your brain sees it, so you can tell when you're collapsing under, but eventually we want to be looking forward as we're walking and being aware of what my foot's doing. So my foot's nice and stable, big toes pushing down, arch. It's like when I get distracted, I lose my balance. Fascinating, right? But big toes down, arch is tented upwards. Add in resistance now. This is the actual exercise that I'd like you to get to, where we have that band around our feet, around our arches. Of course, putting that band on, you can sit down or hold on to something, whatever is best for you. So you push that big toe down again, tent that foot, so we get that nice controlled arch in the supination, resisting pronation. I'll hold on just so you see a good rep, and then I'll go into it. So as I pull upwards, I'm not just thinking pull my toes upwards, I'm actually trying to think about bring my ankle, like bend my ankles upwards, or pull my foot all the way up to my nose. So we do that march. Realistically, most of what you're going to feel is here, and when you take this away, you'll start to feel that glute working to keep that pelvis nice and stable. So we do this march, but the focus is the foot, because this is a foot video, right? But you can tell it integrates into everything, how that right hip flexor pairs to the left foot. And as I'm getting tired or distracted, you see how I start to lean, so my left glute is turning on. So we try and keep shoulders nice and level as that right hip comes upwards, and now I feel that left glute working now that I'm not cheating. And then as you get better, it's important to, so we had a static hold of the left foot, now it's important to learn how to transition back and forth, because that's what walking is, right? So we learn how to transition, big toe down, arch tented, big toe down, arch tented. We learn how to transition back and forth while keeping that arch nice and engaged. Again, you're also thinking pull of the foot that's coming up, pull your foot upwards. to get your shin stronger. The stronger the shin gets, the better your dorsiflexion will be, the looser your calves will feel as well. Good. You won't fatigue, so this isn't one of my fatigue exercises. Well, you might fatigue. I don't want to devalue that. So go to fatigue if you fatigue, but ideally if you do 16 reps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 each leg, 2 to 3 times. You're just trying to get that foot stronger. As we said before, your feet aren't really going to fatigue. You might feel that burning or cramping, which means you need to do it more, right? But so we just do sets and reps, and eventually we'll start to do more and more dynamic stuff, so those feet start to take more impact and more stress. But this is just training that short foot or the arch tenting into more of a walking mechanics. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck.